Welcome, everyone. It is the 14th of June. It's a beautiful day outside. So if you're outside practicing, that's great. If you're inside, that's okay too. So we're going to start with a breathing exercise and then a short exercise for the face. This exercise will be actually for the chin and the neck. And then we're going to be working on the floor in our regular yoga practice along with the bowspring. I do want to suggest that you have a pillow. I've put a pillow on my mat, as you can see. So if you have a pillow nearby, please grab one now, because we'll be working a little bit for a short moment with the pillow, okay? And I'd also like to use the pillow for the end of class, just to create some curve in the back and in the hip area. Okay. So we'll get started with the breathing exercise. If you sit up nice and tall, you should have curve in your low back. And of course, the upper back is rounded. So you keep the roundness in the upper back. Roll your shoulders a few times just to get warmed up in the shoulders. That's it. And change the direction, the circle. And then we'll just move our head and neck. We'll turn the head from side to side with a gentle turning movement. And then we'll lift our head up and down. Hi, Evelyn, welcome. And then we'll bring our chin down to the chest and simply roll the head to the right shoulder, and you'll stop. And then we'll change, roll your head to the left shoulder and stop and change. Just a couple of easy head rolls to get out any tension out of the neck. And this even helps to release tension in the jaw if that builds up during the day. One more time each side, gentle head rolls. And then bring your chin back down to the center of the chest, lift your head, and see if you can lengthen out your neck while opening the shoulders out to the sides. This should feel really good and creates a very nice posture for you. Chest is lifted. All right. Now we're going to take some deep breaths, and the breaths go deep into the diaphragm. So if I'm to scoot back a little bit, I just want to show you the diaphragm is attached underneath your rib cage. So here are my ribs, and it's attached here. That's where you want to breathe deeply into. Okay, they don't have to be big breaths, but just deep breaths. So here we go. Hands are relaxed, arms are relaxed, shoulders open. Take 5 deep breaths. See if you can get the breath all the way down to the diaphragm, always breathing in and out of the nose. And as you do these breaths, I just want to mention that breathing in and out of the nose helps facilitate the movement of the diaphragm. When we breathe from the mouth, we tend to breathe too much in the chest. Okay, so breathing in and out through the nose helps to get the diaphragm moving. Good. So one more breath here. Excellent, well done. Now we're going to raise our right arm. Bring the arm next to the ear. And you're going to let the forearm just fall across the head, and you can relax your hand. Now we'll lean to our left, lean right over, and it opens up the ribs on the right hand side of your body. Keep the other hand on your lap or on the thigh, and you'll keep the neck in this position. And I want you to see if you can breathe in and out of the ribs here. And you're getting the ribs to open up and to stretch. And there are intercostal muscles that expand the ribs and then recontract as you breathe out. Here we go, we expand. Bring them back together. One more time. Deep breath in through the nose. And you want it to get down to the diaphragm. And then back out. And we'll release. Roll the shoulder a little bit. And we'll change sides. So it was important for us to warm up the neck a little bit for these breathing exercises. The arm is up, the forearm is on top of the head, and you relax the hand. Now you'll lean over If you want to support yourself with your right hand on the floor or on the chair, that's fine too. Take deep breaths. So you're opening up these intercostal muscles and then breathing out, and they recontract together. And again, always breathing in and out through the nose, please. One more time. Good job. Rise back up, and you can just roll the shoulder a few times to release. Now we're going to do the upper back. So I'm going to turn to the side and show you the position. We'll cross our wrists. We'll push our arms straight out in front. We'll tuck our chin down, and you're going to round the upper back and see if you can get the breath into the back of the body. All right. There are, of course, ribs there that are also going to expand and contract. So breathing in and out. Deep, slow breaths in and out. That's it. Just a few more. In and out. Well done. Last breath. In. Deep, deep breath in and out. Okay. This time, lift your head up and roll the shoulders, both shoulders. Good. Both shoulders roll. Perfect. Now the last breathing exercise is, of course, bringing our hands around behind us. You can either clasp your hands together, or you grab the back of the chair, or you set your hands down behind you if you're on a pillow. You're going to lift a little bit the chin, but please avoid creating compression in the neck. You'll just lift a bit, and you want to get the breath into the chest and into the front ribs. Here we go. Deep, slow breaths. In and out through the nose. Throat is open. Jaw is relaxed. One more deep breath in. Look forward. Relax the shoulders, rolling both shoulders a few times. And then we'll turn our head from side to side to really let go here. Okay. Now we're going to do the exercise for the underneath of the chin, the jaw, and these muscles of the neck. So we're going to be sticking out the tongue, of course, because the tongue is a big muscle and you find it underneath your chin here. And you'll stick out the tongue and you'll bring it up to the right-hand side of your, to the left-hand side of your cheek. So watch, I'm going to stick out my tongue and bring it over here. And then I'm going to turn my head as far as possible and lift the chin. Okay, so watch first. And then I'll come back to center. I'll do the same thing on the other side. Tongue goes towards the right cheek, and I'll turn. Coming back to center. We'll do that 3 times each side. So let's all go together. Stick the tongue out towards your left cheek and turn. Back to center. Other side. Right cheek. Back to center. And again, we do some funny things in class. Let's go. Left cheek. Back to center. Now you should already be feeling that these muscles are getting stretched out, but also recontracting, and that the underneath the chin, things are becoming more defined. Other side. Back to center. One more time each side. We'll just hold it a little bit longer. Back to center. Notice the sensations. Other side, last time. Back to center. Good. Take your hands at your jaw, and we'll just make little circles to release any tension that may have built up in the jaw. Change the direction. Excellent. Move your jaw side to side a little bit. Good job, everyone. I mentioned earlier, some of you have joined now. I mentioned earlier, you will need a pillow, okay? So if you need to go grab a pillow from somewhere, go ahead and do that. It doesn't matter. It can be a soft pillow if you want. So if it's just a pillow from your couch, that's perfect. Let's get onto our hands and knees. Coming on to the mat. You can place the pillow to the side. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips. The fingers are spread a finger width wide, and the thumbs perhaps 2 thumb width wide. Take a deep breath in, and we'll curl the spine, look skyward, and you've got the cat and cow. Breathing out, rounding, look to your belly. And again, we'll curl, look skyward, and breathe out and round, look under. Let's do that again. Breathing in, breathing out. One more time. Let's breathe in and breathing out. Coming back to a flat back. We're going to open our knees and we'll sink back into a child's pose, toes touching each other. Reach your arms out in front of you and lower the forehead to the floor and just rest here for a moment. And already this position, you should feel a bit of a stretch through the low back. You should feel a stretching through the hips. And you can just take a moment to get yourself together, to really feel present on your mat right now. Lift your chin, looking forward. Keep your hands where they are. Come up onto your knees. Bring your knees in, hip width. And now we're going to work with the bowstring position. So you'll allow your back to curl. This is the low back. The upper back stays rounded. You lift your head so your neck curls a little bit. Arms are straight and strong, and you can push away from the floor. We'll bounce back and forward. Now here, while you're bouncing, tops of the toes are down and you're pressing into the earth. So it creates a hollow between the front of your ankle and the floor. And this is bringing together the entire body into a fluid movement, and it's integrating all the muscles. So keeping the hips back, we'll turn the right knee up, bring the right foot down, turns out a little bit. We'll press back again, keeping that curve in the low back. You've got roundness in the upper back and curve in the neck. Now, keep your hips back as far as possible. We'll rise up onto the fingertips of the right hand, and I want you to round the right hand side of your ribs. So you let your head dip down as well. It's like you're going to look underneath your right armpit. And you should feel the contraction and the curve at the left-hand side of the body, but the roundness down the right-hand side. Keep the hips pressing back, go back as far as possible, deep breath in, and release, bring the hand back down. Stretch your right leg out to the right, foot comes down, toes pointing forward, and we'll bounce back, getting into the inner thigh of the right leg. Couple of easy bounces. And then releasing this, we're going to bring the right knee down and forward, crossing just the foot or ankle in front of the left knee. And let the right knee go out to the side. This is falcon pose. And we'll bounce back and forth again. So there's not as much as a big bounce here, but you press the hips back and notice what's going on at the hips. Notice also the sensation, the inner thigh and the outer thigh. And we'll release this, uncross, and we'll change sides. Raise your left knee, set the left foot down, point the left knee out to your left, and we bounce back and forth. And this is getting the muscles primed, but it's also working a lot with fascia, which is
connective tissue, which is connecting the entire body together. It works as one. It's integral. Now, keep the hips back. Lift up the palm of the left hand. You're spidering the left hand. And you're going to round out your ribs to the left. Let your head dip. See if you can look underneath your left armpit. I'm feeling the stretch all the way down in my shoulder, arm, down the left-hand side. And there's a nice contraction at my right waist. Hips are still pushing back. And then I'll release, bring the hand back down. And I'll stretch my left leg out to the side, pointing the toes forward. And we begin bouncing again. Keep your head lifted, keep the back curved. Notice the stretch down the inner thigh of the left leg. All right. Releasing, bring the left knee forward and the ankle or foot crossed across the right knee. And you'll just bounce back gently. There's not as much movement here, but feel what's going on at the inner outer thigh of the left leg and in the hip. All right, we'll release this. From this position, tuck your toes under, rise up to a crouching cat pose. So later in the practice, you can choose if you want to do crouching cat or down dog. The crouching cat has the feet closer to the hands than down dog. The head is lifted, the chest opens forward. And we're going to bounce back, open your knees, and then forward. Back and forward. Feel how the engagement changes in the arms and the shoulders, as well as the hands. And the knees open up. All right. Keep the hips back. Open your feet as wide as the mat. Walk your hands backwards until your heels come down to the floor. Fingertips are on the floor and the palms are up. Let your hips curl back. Let the back curve. Lift your chin and we bounce here. Down as far as possible with the hips, but keeping the back curled. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One hand at a time on the thighs. Lift the chest. Bring your right shoulder forward. Turn your head over the left shoulder. Look behind you. Come back to center. Left shoulder forward. Turn to look over your right shoulder. Back to center. That's it. One more time each side. Right shoulder. Back to center. And left shoulder. Back again to center. Come all the way up, straightening the legs. Bring your hands onto your hips and make a nice big circle with the hips. You can have the legs straight, but be sure that the knees are not blocked. They are not hyperextended. That's it. Let's change the directions of the circle. Opposite direction. Now, step your feet in, right and left. See that your feet are hip width. Open your toes as much as possible and feel like they've become 2 suction cups into the floor. You're going to pull your toes towards your heels. Bend your knees. Let your hips go back again in the bowspring position, lifting up through the chest. Reach your arms out in front of you, please. You can curl your hands if you wish, or you keep the fingers stretching straight out in front of you. Holding this position, draw your chest up, lift your chin, open the throat. Stay here, and we're going to bounce down gently. When you go down, have your arms raised, and then you'll straighten a bit. You'll bounce down and straighten, and we are just activating the back body in an incredible way. You should feel it from the heels. If you're grabbing into the floor with the toes, going up the backs of the legs to the glutes, to the back, and to the back of the neck as well. An important part of the body, especially if we work on computers. Release this, straightening your legs. Take some big steps forward until you reach the front of your mat. Feet at hip width. Now find your perfect posture. The knees are soft, hips are back, chest is lifted, the belly is long, shoulders are wide, and hands come to your heart center. By doing just a few of those bowstring positions, it helps us to find the perfect posture because it engages our back body. Our back body is stretched all day long. Here, we've just engaged it and got us back into balance. Keeping your eyes at the horizon, raise your arms up, palms stay together, and lean to your right. Go over to the right and hold. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. Knees stay soft. Back up to center, and we'll lean to our left. Opening up the right side of the body. Knees are soft, head is lifted. Back up to center, thumbs into the upper back, lift your chin, push against your forearms. Reach your arms skyward, get really long in your body. Take a deep breath in, and let's flow forward, bending at the elbows, hands come to the heart center, folding, bend your knees deep, 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 deep. The hands come to the floor. Step yourself back to a plank position. Knees are soft, chest lifted, hips are up. Lower your knees down. We'll go slowly. We'll be getting ready for push-ups in a little while. Lower your chest down to the floor. Point your toes and press the tops of the feet down. Lift up to a little cobra. Bring your chest back down. Push up onto the knees. Hips go back. Tuck your toes. Either take down dog with a little bend at the knees, or you take crouching cat. Turn your knees to the right and bounce 3 times. 3, hips go back. 2, 1. Turn your knees to the left and bounce 3 times. 3, 2, 1. Turn them back forward and very gently begin stepping forward until you can lift your palms up. Feet hip width, knees bend down low, hands to your thighs to support the back. Lift the chest, hold it here, hips back, back, back. Raise your arms by your ears, and then come all the way up to a standing position, hands to the heart center. Knees soft, shoulders wide, chin lifted. Let's go again, deep breath in. Fold yourself forward, all the way down. Step yourself back to plank. Knees come to the floor. Lower yourself down. Point your toes, toes pressing into the floor. Rise up to cobra. Chest comes back down as you push onto the knees. Either take the down dog or your crouching cat. Knees turn to your left this time and you'll bounce. 3, turn your head to the left as well. Back to center and change, bouncing. 3, 2, 1. Back to center, looking to your hands, begin stepping forward. Bend your knees low, hands to the thighs, lift your chest, raise your arms up to standing. Hands to your heart center, perfect posture. A little bit faster this time. Let's go. Deep breath in. Folding yourself forward all the way down. Step yourself back to a plank position. I'm going to have a look. Bring your knees down. Looking good. All right. Point your toes, press into the floor. Lift up to a cobra. That's it, Evelyn. Good. And push back, down dog or crouching cat. Turn your knees to the right. Excellent, Christiane. Bounce. 3, 2, 1. Yes, everyone. Turn to the left. Bounce. 3, 2,
1, back forward, begin stepping forward. Feet hip width, hands on the thighs, lift up to chair. Good. Reach your arms up. Come all the way up to standing, hands to your heart center. Last time, let's go. Reaching up, reach long, and then fold forward, bending everything. Yes, step back to plank position. Good. Knees come down and move yourself down to the floor. Point your toes, rise up to cobra. Push back to down dog or crouching cat. Excellent. Turn your knees to the left this time and bounce 3, 2, very good, everyone. 1, turn them to the right, bounce 3, 2, bravo. 1, look to your hands, stepping forward. Grab the front edge of your mat, hands to your thighs, lift to a chair. Raise your arms, come all the way up to standing, hands come to your heart center. Refine your perfect posture. We're going to add on. It's going to go a little bit faster. Stay with me as much as you can, okay? Deep breath in, let's rise up. Breathing out, fold yourself forward. Step back to a plank position. Bring your knees down if you'd like. You lift your feet up, open the hands. 1, 2, or 3 push-ups, whichever you choose. All the way down, point your toes, rise to a little cobra. Push back to down dog or crouching cat. Turn your knees to the right and we bounce 3 times. 3, 2, 1. Looking forward. You can do a burglar hop and then step the rest of the way forward. Knees bend low, hands to the thighs. Lifting, raise the arms, and all the way up to standing, palms together, flow forward. Stepping back, plank. Knees come down, open your hands. The 1, 2, or 3 push-ups, whichever you choose. Cobra, down dog or crouching cat. Turn your knees only to the left this time and bounce 3, 2, 1. Turn them forward. You take a burglar hop or you step, whichever you feel is more comfortable. Bend your knees, lifting up to chair, arms up, reaching to the sky, keep flowing, flow forward. Stepping back, knees come down, open your hands. Push-ups, here we go. 3, 2, 1, all the way down. Cobra, down dog, or crouching cat. Knees turn to the right and bounce it. 3, 2, 1, burglar hop. Stepping forward. Knees, hands to the thighs, lift to chair, reaching all the way up. Last round, let's go. Fold it. Stepping back. Knees come down, open your hands. 1, 2, or 3 push-ups. All the way down. Cobra, down dog, or crouching cat. Turn your knees to the left and bounce it. 3, 2, 1. Turning forward. We'll jump or step. Bend your knees low. Lift up, chair, and all the way up to standing. Well done, everyone. Refine your perfect posture. Just get yourself into it. Open your shoulders, lift your chest. Hips behind you, knees soft. Raise your right leg up. Bend your standing knee. That's super important now. Keep the hips back, keep light curve. Okay, we're gonna grab a hold of the right knee with the right hand and raise your left arm out in front of you. If you want, you could curl the hand or you just stretch the hand. The right foot is like you're stepping on a step in front of you, okay? Bend your left knee nicely and we'll hold here. Lift the eyes, lift the chest. 3, 2, 1. Now we're gonna bring the left hand to the hip and you'll lean forward, bringing the right leg out to the side.
So leaning forward, hold it here. Now reach your arm once again out in front of you. You can curl the hand or stretch. You hold it here. 3. Left knee bends nicely. 2. 1. Coming up, I want you to grab the right ankle, reaching your arms still out in front of you. Bend your standing knee again, hips are back. The right heel is towards the right hip. Now we're going to start leaning forward. And let's see if you can touch the floor, possibly touch the floor, bending your left knee nicely. You touch down and then rise back up slowly, slowly, slowly. And then bring your right foot back down. Whew. Hands to your heart center, re-find your perfect posture. Knees soft, hips back, chest lifted, open the shoulders, lift your eyes. So whatever happened on the right side, you just let it go. And now we're going to do the left side. Lift your left knee up. And it's like you're stepping on a step in front of you. Left hand goes to the knee. Right arm reaches out in front. Choose whether you want to curl the fingers or keep them stretched. Bend your right knee. Lift the chest away from the floor. Lift your eyes. Holding 3, 2, 1. Bring the hand to the hip first. Let your hips curl back and bring the left leg out to the side, holding still onto the knee. Now reach your hand forward. 3, 2, 1. Coming back up, grab a hold of the left ankle. Pull it in, the heel goes towards the hip. Bend your right knee more. You can reach your hand out, and we're gonna bend forward. I wanna see if you can touch the floor with your right hand. All the way down, bend the knee deep, and then rise back up. Woo, a little bit of instability there. And release. Hands to your heart center. Re-find your perfect posture. Good job. Hands come to your hips. Bend your knees. Bring your right foot on top of the left. Both hips press back. It's like you're seated in a little chair. Palms together. Thumbs come to the crown of the head. Elbows point forward. Lift the chest. Get curve in the back. Lift your eyes. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. And release. Other side. Left foot comes on top of the right thigh. Hips push back, nice curve. Raise your thumbs to the crown of the head. Elbows point forward. Lift the eyes. Lift the chest away from the hips. Releasing. Hands come to the heart center. Good job, everyone. Bring your hands to your hips and gently step your right leg back behind you, okay? It's not gonna be far back. Lifting the back heel, I want you to feel like you're gonna squat down and sit on the right heel. Lift the chest away. Pull, feel like you've got your waist getting long, and you pull the shoulders away from the waist. Raise your arms, and they can be in a V position, diagonal to the floor. Curl your hands if you wish, sink down deep, and see if you can get your knee all the way to the floor. Whew. Bring the other knee down to the floor. Point your toes, bring your hands down. Now walk your knees back just a little bit. Tops of the toes are down, okay? And we're gonna do something a little bit challenging. You're going to lift your knees up without tucking your toes under. So you press the tops of the toes down. You'll lift your chest and lift your knees a little bit. Then bring them back down. Let's do that again. Keep your hips back if possible. Keep your chest lifted. Lift the knees and back down. Good. One more time. Lift the knees and back down. Tuck your toes under. Come up to crouching cat. Turn your knees to the right. Let your left hip come down first and slide your left arm underneath the left ear. Reach your right hand out in front of you, lift the right leg, press the hips back so you find that good bow position. And we're going to pulse the right leg up. Pulsing up 10, 9, get the foot up high, 8, 7, hips still pressing back, 6, 5, 4, 3, that's it, 2, 1. Hold the leg up here, press the hips back even more. You should feel the outsides of both hips. Push your hips back, 3, 2, 1. Release, bring the legs together and roll onto your belly. Hands go underneath the forehead, feet are apart, hip width minimum. Pointing your toes, we're going to lift both legs up off the floor. If you want to lift your head, you may, or you keep it down. And you're going to bring the heels together to touch and apart. Here we go, 10 times. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, good. 3, 2, here's the last one. Bring the legs down, hands underneath the shoulders, push up onto the hands and knees. Knees come forward a bit, taking crouching cat. Now either here you can do a burglar hop or you simply step forward. Coming forward, hands to your thighs, come up to the chair position, reach your arms, and all the way up to standing, hands to your heart center. Good. Well done. Hands come back to your hips. Sending your left leg back. So not very far. Hips go back towards the heels. Lift and open the chest. Raise the arms up diagonally and curl the fingers. That's it. Okay, sink down nice and low. Keep holding, hips go way back, way back. Get strong in the legs. 3, 2, 1. Move yourself all the way down to the floor. Hands come down. Bring the right knee back down. Point the toes away, hips back. We'll do that exercise coming up on the tops of the feet again. You'll only lift the knees, all right? Chin is lifted. Deep breath in, lift the knees, up, and bring them back down. We're strengthening the fronts of the ankles and the sides, also the top of the foot. Lift and open the throat. Again, lift the knees. Back down. One more time, lift the knees. Back down, good job. Tucking the toes under, taking your crouching cat. Turn your knees to the left this time. Bend the knees low and bring your right hip down to the floor. Right arm reaches out underneath you. Left arm comes up in front of you. Let your back curve. This is the side bow. So you really let the hips go back. It's lengthening the belly. Lift your left leg and we pulse here. 10, 9, the whole leg lifts, the foot is flexed. 8, everything's strong here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the leg up. Let the hips go way back. You should feel the outside of both left and right hip. Push them back. Keep the leg up. 3, 2, 1. Bring the leg back down. Bring your right arm out in front of you and roll completely onto your back. Knees come up.
arms are up. You're at 90 degrees with your knees. Let your knees go to the right, arms go to the left for a really nice twist. Bring the knees back up, arms back up, and change sides. Knees to the left, arms to the right. Back up. And change again. Knees to the right, arms to the left. Getting into the oblique muscles. Back up. Other side. One more time each side. Knees to the right, arms to the left. Very good. Back. Last time. And back again. Bringing your feet down. So we did a lot of hamstring work with the balancing positions. So now we'll just do the half bridge. Elbows into the floor, open the chest. Feet close to the hips. Raise your hips up. Lengthen out your neck. So you're going to find the position which suits you. Okay? I like to keep my hips back so it keeps the femur bones in the hip sockets. If you want to rise all the way up, you may. There's more action in the glutes there. Here with my hips back, I've got more action in the deeper muscles, which keeps the thigh bones in the hip sockets. If you want to take full bridge pose, you could set your hands to either side of your head and push up into full bridge. Keep lengthening out the neck. Open up the front of the body. Keep breathing deeply. Good. And from here, arms reach behind you. And we'll lower the back down one vertebra at a time. Very, very slowly. And once the back is all the way down on the floor, stretch your legs one at a time onto the floor. And reach fingers to toes. Take a few deep breaths. Raise the knees, grab a hold of the knees and pull them into the chest now. Rock a bit from side to side. Good. All right. Place your hands underneath your hips. Stretch your legs to the sky, pointing the toes. Open the throat, open the chest, and let your shoulders open wide. We're going to lower our legs down very slowly towards the floor, going diagonally towards the floor. If at any point you feel your low back straining, bend the knees and you just continue lowering the feet. Once you hover just above the floor, lift your head and shoulders, and you could do this with bent knees as well. And you're going to open and close, just like we did on our tummies. So we open and close, open and close. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs come together. You can do it with bent knees as well. Lower the head and raise the legs slowly. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, we're only halfway. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees into the chest and again, rock from side to side. Good job. Very well done. Bring your knees at 90 degrees now. Clasp your hands behind your head. Open your elbows. Turn to your right and stretch your left leg out. So the left elbow goes to the right knee. Come back to center. Turn to your left. Right elbow to the left knee. Back to center. We go again. Turn to the right. Back to center. Turn to the left. Back to center. And again, to the right. Back to center. To the left. Good. Back to center. All the while, keep your belly strong and see if you can keep it long, long and strong. That's what we want from the abdominal muscles.
All right, we're gonna go faster now. Change, change, here we go. Change, change, turn, turn. Breathe in one side, breathe out the other. Another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Bring your head down, knees towards the chest. Good job. Rock from side to side. Well done. Bring your left foot to the floor, right leg to the sky, grab behind the thigh, find curve in the low back, and pull the right thigh down into the right hip socket. Make a nice big circle with the foot, change the direction, and now flex your foot so you find the length and the stretch behind the leg. Holding and breathing. Now let's cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Let the knees go to your right. So your right knee comes to the floor. Open up both arms. Look to your left hand. Let the right ankle fall off the left knee. Raise your left knee. Right knee follows. And here we go. Raise your left leg. Curve in the low back. Grab behind the thigh and root the thigh down to the hip. Nice big circle with the foot. Change the direction. That's right. Flex the foot and pull the leg downwards. And if you need more stretch, pull it towards you. But the more you flex your foot, the more you're going to feel the back chain stretching. Now crossing the left ankle over the right thigh, let the left thigh go to the floor, arms wide, turn your head to the right. Let the left ankle fall off the right knee and raise the knees one at a time. Now remember our pillow. I mentioned at the beginning of class, we need the pillow. Take your pillow. I want you to raise your hips up. Place the pillow underneath the hips so the hips are lifted. Your shoulders wide, chest open. Raise one leg at a time until they're stretched up to the sky, and you can just let them hang there. One of these fabulous, fabulous exercises for the circulation of the legs. And now with the warmer weather coming, this can be super important to help the legs to drain. Okay? So you just let your legs hang out in space and notice the effect. We're going to stay here for 1 minute. If you need to, you can grab a hold of your legs or your leggings or your shorts to hold the legs up. You could also use a strap around the bottoms of the feet and hold on to the strap. Just notice what happens as you stay here. Take deep breaths through the nose. Be sure the breaths go towards the diaphragm, as I mentioned at the beginning of class. Good. Well done. A few more deep breaths here.
Rebending your knees. Take the time, moving slowly so you let your body adjust. Bring the feet flat on the floor. Lift the hips up and take the pillow out from underneath. And let your hips come down to the floor. Now we'll turn our heads from side to side. Just for a moment, we're letting everything adjust. We're going to use the pillow again. This time, roll gently onto one side. Lift up gently from the side and take the pillow to place underneath your shoulders and possibly partly underneath the neck and the head. You will adjust according to the size of your pillow. For me, I can let my head go back. I have a big, thick pillow. It goes back a little bit just against the edge of the pillow. If it went back all the way to the floor, it would be too much of a compression at the neck. So I have it slightly supported just at the back of my head. And my chest is open. I open my arms, palms to the sky. And from here, I'm going to stretch one leg at a time onto the floor. Let my toes fall out to the side. So readjust your pillow in a way where it's comfortable for you, where it's opening up the chest, the throat, and the shoulders are even lying open and wide to the sides. Close your eyes, and here's where we'll relax. So be sure you're in a good position to be able to do the relaxation exercise. Deep, slow breaths in and out through the nose. And just here, imagine you're relaxing your feet. Relax your legs. Relaxing the hands and the arms. Letting go of the hips and the shoulders. Relax your belly and your chest. The low back and the upper back. Relax your neck and your throat. The jaw. All the different muscles in the face. See if you can completely relax head to toe. And in this open position, imagine that you can take in all sorts of positive energy into the center of your chest. And it reaches your heart. Your heart and your brain have a direct connection with each other. The heart sends electromagnetic pulses to the brain. So all of this positive energy that you're taking in gets sent directly to your brain, lowering stress, lowering tension, and creating positive attitude. Give yourself one more minute to take in those positive emotions into your heart. Now begin breathing deeply into the lungs. And move your fingers and your toes. Arms and legs, hands and feet move. And when you're ready, roll off your pillow onto your right hand side. Stay on the side for a moment just to get used to a new position. Blink your eyes a few times. Good. Setting your hands down, lift yourself up from the side and come to an easy seated position. Turn your head from side to side to just get a little bit of movement back into the head and the neck. If you want to, you can roll your head from side to side, from shoulder to shoulder. Bring your chin back down to your chest and lift up. Let's rub our hands together. Bring your hands gently over your face, tapping around your eyes. Shake your hands out. And while you do this, you can give yourself just a gentle smile. It helps to stimulate the muscles of the face. Let's do that again. Excellent. Hands at your heart center. Have a lovely sunny day. Thanks for joining me today. Namaste.